Are you an agent that wants to scale, or a team leader, broker, owner that wants to scale, but you're not sure what steps to take? I got your back. This is what we teach our agents. We teach agents and teams and broker owners when they come to us to scale their business. There's really only three things that are holding them back from being where they want to be, right? What they feel like their max potential is, and whether that is 100 million or a billion in volume, whatever that looks like for them, or even a number of transactions, doesn't matter. It's either something that they need to add, that they need to edit, or they need to delete, versus what they're currently doing. The most common when we talk about editing is what I like to call the leverage ladder. Okay, so we call this the leverage ladder, and there's different rungs every step along the way. And where most team leaders, most broker owners kind of find themselves in a bear trap is when they skip a level, right? Or what's worse, they try to skip all the way to the end and start hiring people that now eats into the profitability, and they can never really get out of production now, because now they have to work in order to get income to pay their salary staff, and it ends up being sort of this repetitive cycle. So if you want to get out of production, check this out. What we recommend is this leverage ladder. It starts with number one, which is raise your price point or your profit margin. Either or, right? Or I recommend both and, right? Because it's just as much work to sell homes. I have conversations all the time with agents, team leaders, broker owners that are selling $300,000 houses over here. Well, it's like you go across town, you can sell $600,000 properties. It's the same process. Marketing can be the same. Nothing changes, except you just doubled now what your profit is, right? And so that's the reality where you want to start looking at higher end areas. I'm not saying you got to go all the way. Now, you certainly can. Nothing's stopping you from selling $6 million properties, but as you look at total adjustable market, I get it. You may not want to swing that. Okay, so let's just say you double it, or let's just say you go up 50% from what you're currently selling. That's where you want to start on that leverage ladder, is simply by increasing your price point, increasing your profit margin. Also, again, cutting those expenses. If you're at an uncapped model, switching to a cap model certainly helps. The next piece is systems and automation, okay? AI has this covered. You want to be partnered with someone or being coached by someone at your brokerage that really knows this AI stuff in and out, that allows you to be able to build and scale and to put some of these things into practice using AI, whether that's Gamma, I won't go into too much detail on this stuff for now. Just know there are AI systems. If you want that training, hit me up in the DM. Then we get into outsourcing. So you want to outsource tasks like, for instance, your open houses or signage or photography, things like that are eating up time, that now you can sort of outsource those things, whether it's Xiaomi, whether it's internal networks you have at your brokerage, or your team members. You want to start offsetting some of those things without having to add additional expenditure. That's the next level of the ladder. Then there's a shared VA option. Okay, you don't have to pay for your own full-time VA. You can actually share a VA with another agent in your office, with someone else that you want to partner with. It doesn't have to be a full team structure, because so many times agents, brokers, and whoever, like team leaders, feel like the only pathway is be an agent. Then you got to get a team, and then you got to be a broker owner. That is not the pathway to profitability through scalability. Right? So it's not the answer always. It can be, but it's not the only answer. This is a great strategy in terms of leverage, getting with another couple agents and saying, hey, let's chip in on a VA together, right? Between the three of us, now you're only talking about a couple $100 a month, maybe. And so you get the full leverage of that VA. From there, you go to a solo VA or a independent contractor, right? So if you want to bring on a team member or have a full-time VA that's just committed to you on your way to that success ladder, once you're doing at least 100 deals a year at that point individually, that's when you're probably going to need your own full-time VA. But if you're at 100 deals a year, you should be sharing a VA with somebody else. And the final step is to hire, right? Do not hire a full-time staff. And by the way, you can go part-time. You don't have to go all the way in with the full-time staff, but certainly you look at hiring part-time staff and then maybe full-time staff. Okay, so you kind of split that last step on the ladder between a couple of micro steps. Hope that helped. For more tips like this, make sure that you like and follow.